Hi, everybody. This is Gary Demos Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Thursday, April 18th, 2024. I'm sorry for missing the report today. I actually had to run out on an emergency, so I'll get everything put together for you. But anyway, the market, I'm showing you right now the morning notes right here, and what I had said was that, the Bulls looked like they were going to open higher by about 14 points. I said they had to get it through to 50.5033, 50.40 to see a reaction trade up to the 55.60, and the Bears needed to get it below 18 for a test of the 50.07. And the options market was pricing in 50.54, 49.90. So these were the numbers that we put out, and if we take a look at the charts here, we had that little gap up on it, made it right up into that 54 level. It made it, I think, 56 was the top. And from there, we came down, and once we took out that 50.17, we dropped down to the 50.01. So it was a little bit lower than what we were anticipating, but these numbers came in right at it. And right now there's just a real lot of fear in this market, and nobody seems like they want to hold on overnight. And I was expecting that we were going to get, sellers were going to be waiting here. And really the main reason was the way everything was working out, where, we had the gap up and we were kind of getting stalled there. But when we go and take a look at the 5-minute chart here, this is a short term. This is where the moving average was. We broke through it a little bit, and we were pretty overbought on the short-term charts. On the 15-minute charts, we were overbought, and that was it. We from there we came down, and I was really just expecting a test of the right around that 50.33 level. And then I was really thinking that they were going to take the market higher. I thought it was going to be one of those squeeze days. It just seemed that way because we went straight up for almost an hour and a half, 2 hours. And usually when they did that, at least in the past, they didn't let the Bears out and they just kept going. But something has dramatically changed in the dynamics of this market right now. And it's kind of strange just how, we're talking about it was – we're going all the way just back almost 2 weeks ago. Everybody was so bullish on this market. Everybody was looking up. And, I was just warning that they can pull the rug out at any time because, we had long-term sell signals. We had a move that went straight up without any real breather. And once something came into play, everybody was going to be trapped at the top. And right now, they're just trying to get out, and this is a pretty big move down just in a very short amount of time period. So I put in the morning notes that fear is stronger than greed, and right now there's people fearing that we're going to see wars starting to break out, geopolitical issues, interest rates are rising, Feds maybe if they're going to cut once, that may be a lot, and remember that they were pricing in 6 rate cuts from here. This is what juiced the market up. And, when you go from 6 to 3 to hoping they're going to get 1, there's a lot of people that are in here for that reason. And that's one of the reasons why I believe we're going to be coming down to this 47.30. And it may be quicker than when I thought. I wasn't looking for this till the end of May. But just the way they're dropping this market right now, it may end up being sooner than that. But in any case, we're going to get one of those big short squeeze rallies. We always do, unless this time's going to be different. But you know what? On the way up, it was different. That's for sure, because there was no real any consolidation periods. The consolidation period was 2 days, and that was it. So they just can't find any buyers out there right now. And anytime we get into any resistance zone, sellers come in and they push it below the lows. So the Bears are in full control right now, and it's a like I said, you still have to be careful because this is the hourly chart. We made lower lows right here. You can see we have bullish divergences. The 23% retracement is at 49.95, And if it goes below that, we have this gap at right around that 40.83. So these are going to be some, the support levels that you want to watch. Now, if they lose that, then we're coming all the way down to the 49.48, and my 4,700 target is only 200 points away. And remember, I was saying that when we were making these moves up here, and I said, when they pull this, the rug out, which we believed it was going to be in the April time period, that this was the downside target. So this can fall apart very, very quickly, and there was nothing really that supported this entire move. And the one reason that I had read that made sense was that because we are the reserve currency, and when there's times when there's people are thinking that war is coming, especially World War III, which I've been talking about as well for quite some time, and now it's something I've been saying. I hope I'm wrong on it, but everything that I was seeing, that it just was leading that way. And I hope I'm just talking and nothing happens, but I don't know how we're going to avoid it. It's just one of those things. So typically what happens is that when there's a time of war coming, people rush to the reserve currency. So other currencies come into our currency, and they get in any possible way, whether it be real estate, whether it be bonds, whether it be the stock market, just regular dollars. But that's a lot of money coming in, and this is, I think, a big reason why we had this move. I also think there's a lot of even professional money that was jumping in because of the whole rate cut thing, but that was a dead wrong scenario on it. So I do not believe that we're crashing or anything like that. I think we could go a lot lower than where it is, but once we find a base, we'll probably come back up again. But right now, I do believe the top is in, and it will be in for a little while. And then the next bounce, you're going to hear all these people coming out and saying, "Oh, you should have bought at the lows," but you won't see them, coming out now when they were saying you have to buy now because we're not going down. And that's the part that frustrates me, because you get a lot of retail traders that listen to these clowns that are on TV, and they do what they say, like, "Oh, the pain trade is higher," meaning that people aren't long enough. People jump in, and then this happens, and all those the talking heads disappear until we make a low. Just like they didn't, they were saying when we were up here and we were heading up to new highs, you got to get in. And then they disappeared. And then once we started rallying, they said you missed a great buying opportunity. Yeah, well, now you force people in, and your great buying opportunity that you're saying you had to get in, these people are now trapped, and they're probably going to be trapped until they get down to the somewhere in this 4,700 level, which they'll be out of the market, and then we'll bounce. And once we're back up here, they'll be saying you missed a great buying opportunity. So it's frustrating. That's all it is, because I think a lot of people lose money over this stuff listening to these people. But in any case, let's just go back and so right now, the bulls have to get it through this high right here, but unfortunately they have a lot of resistance above, because the bears take breaks, and each one of these breaks is major resistance. So if they get above the 50.57, then we're going to come up, and they have the 50.85, which is the 50-day moving average, but they also have to deal with the moving average that broke on the daily to 50. So there's a lot of reasons why people will be selling when we get up here. But if we do get up, then the next spot is going to be someplace up into the 51.23, which I would not be surprised to see us testing this area here. Just one of these type moves, that we've been seeing that goes straight up. So I wouldn't rule this out. I don't know when, but right now this market's pretty ill. And if the bears can get it through this 50.95, as well as this gap right here, the 49.84, then we're coming down into the 49.50, and below that, then now we're back at the 49.21, and this is the major, really say support level, because once we go below that, now we're down at the 48.40. So it's a very, I think the market is very confused right now, and it's just one of those situations that we got to, keep an eye on things and just trade what it tells us. So with that, have a great night, and I will talk to you guys in the morning.